I'm Terry Brock with TerryBrock.com. Branding is very important in social media. And we know about social media, you're getting out there, you're connecting with people, but how do you stand out in a unique way? Well, that's important if you're a speaker, an author, a thought leader. You are persuading others. And to find out how to do that, I've got a real treat for you today as we talk to one of the experts on that in branding. Her name is Lethea Owens, and she joins us now. Lethea, thanks for being with us today.
I am so excited to do this interview, Terry.
Just really glad to have you here because I've known you for a long time.
Yeah.
You're a brilliant person. You're wonderful as a human being, a great friend. But I know you've helped a lot of people in branding. You've helped them in that. Tell us a little bit about what branding is from your perspective as an expert in that.
Branding is really made up of the thoughts, the ideas, and the feelings that people hold in their mind about who you are. And so as a thought leader, a speaker, author, or coach, it's so important that we're really clear on the brand message that we want to share, because when people see that message and experience it, that's what draws them into our space. That's what helps them to see and understand that we're the perfect person to work with because our message resonates with them. And without a brand, you're all over the place. And we know that a confused mind does nothing. So they won't really buy from you. They won't really listen to you. And it's hard to position yourself to be an influencer, especially if you want to be a thought leader or an expert, when people aren't listening because they don't really know what your platform is. So branding helps you to create that clear message that people can hang on to and know who you are and what you're up to.
Well, it seemed like a lot of people would say, well, wait a minute, I'm already posting there on Facebook. I'm sending out tweets. I'm sending out my messages that I think are pretty good. Wouldn't that be enough for branding?
Well, yes, the information is pretty good and you're sending it out, but if you don't have a clear message that's tied together and has purpose, you're just sending out a lot of good information, but you're not really painting a picture. See, when you're building a brand, what you're doing, it's like having a white canvas, and everything you post, every piece of information you share, and how you are when you show up, it's putting another brushstroke on that canvas. And so if you don't already have the clear picture that you're wanting to paint in mind, you're just randomly throwing colors on the canvas. But if you're intentional about what you want to create, when you interact with people, you are guided by the brand perception that you're trying to build. So on Facebook and on LinkedIn and your email, you're now sending messages and crafting them in such a way that it aids you in painting that picture.
Oh, I like that. And I like the word you use, intentional. It's like what you're doing, you've got to focus so that if you want to be known as the king of oogie woogies, that would be really important to know today, the oogie woogies. And so you would blend that in. Let's take a real world example. Suppose I want to be known as the king of team building, say, which is not something I do, but if someone's really into team building and that's what they're speaking about, they've got books on team building and how to do it, how would they realistically blend that into the work that they're doing in social media to be branded properly?
One of the things that I think they should do is initially create their own brand language that's associated with them in particular, not language that other people who may also do team building are using. They want to create their own words, and I call these your branded keywords. You're going to use them for social media and for search engine optimization. These are words that whether you're trying to sell and promote the oogie woogies or team building.
I've heard those are good.
No, I know. But team building, so you might really own the word creative collaboration.
I like that. Creative collaboration.
So collaboration is a word that other team builders, people who speak on team building, are probably using, but now you've created a branded keyword, creative collaboration.
Yeah, you're modifying what it is with the special one. So you're not just the cattle owner, but you're the Rhode Island cattle owner, because there's not a lot of them, and you brand yourself as the Rhode Island cattle owner. I don't know if there are such things out there, but you're the one that does that. We go, oh yeah, that's Harvey Schirkelmeyer. That's right. He's the guy that owns cattle there in Rhode Island, or something like that.
And see, that's called top of mind awareness. When people, if your message is well branded, it becomes sticky. It sticks in people's minds, and it's hard for them to forget it. So if I were a Mary Kay representative and I walked up to you and I said, hi, my name is Lethea and I'm a Mary Kay representative, immediately you say, oh, I know like 52 Mary Kay representatives, da-da-da-da. But if I walk up to you and I say, Terry, you have the most beautiful skin. I'm passionate about helping people retain the youthful look of their skin, and I would love to work with you to make sure that you always look that way. Here's my card. I happen to be a Mary Kay rep. Now, Mary Kay becomes secondary to the fact that I am a skincare expert. And so when I'm online on Facebook, I'm not constantly saying Mary Kay Rep, Mary Kay Rep, Mary Kay Rep, but I'm using my branded keywords to draw you into my world and to make my message sticky.
Yeah, and what you do is you're focusing on them and their problem. You're saying, I like your skin. Your skin looks good. You're not just coming, hi, we got 42 different products here, and they're really great, and you ought to try one. They're only this much, or I can do it for this. It's like a lot of people try to market that way. They try to say, okay, we're going to give you a discount because, and you're going, what is it? I don't know what you have. Versus, you look great with this and that. Or how's it going for you? And then you could also find out where they might have some problems or pain. They might say, yeah, I like it, but my skin is kind of dry. And I wish there was something out there that could help me do it. And I'm sure, like Mary Kay, to use our example, probably has a lot of different things that could help on that. So this kind of thing, what you're talking about, is you're looking for a unique way to position yourself and solve their problems. Is that right?
Exactly. And what you just talked about, really, there's a process called attract, engage, and convert. And just pointing out that you notice their skin as a way to attract them and bring them into your space. And then once they're in your space and they go, oh, she noticed or he noticed, and wow, maybe now I have a question because now I'm aware that you're aware of what's important to me. So now you're engaging with them. And social media is a great place to attract and engage prospects. And then after you've nurtured the relationship, you can then take them to your website and close them and convert them, or you can have a phone call or meet them in person and try to close them. Unfortunately, one of the mistakes that a lot of people make on social media is they try to promote and sell and convert online. And it's not that you can't do it, but it shouldn't be your main purpose, because social media is a place for you to be social first.
Yeah, what a concept. You get to know someone there. It's like, matter of fact, we were talking about this same thing before we started recording. And I said often, it's in the dating world, if you meet someone you like and you go, whoa, this person looks really nice, to say, hey, baby, you look great. Why don't you move in with me? I'm thinking that would be a little bit too soon, too fast. What you want to do is say, hey, how you do? You like this? I like that? You're great. And maybe you get together, you start with maybe a Starbucks, just luncheon or quick Starbucks, something. If that goes well, then we take it up to lunch. That goes well, then maybe we go to dinner. And that goes really well, we go on from there. But it's a gradual building process. And you're saying that social media and really business relationships are in the same way.
Exactly. And one of the things you just described, I don't know if you know this, but in that dating example, you're constantly assessing where the relationship is so that you don't make a too soon move. So you assess, how did they receive what I said? A lot of people use social media and they're like a megaphone. They just push content out. They don't pay attention what people are saying about what they put out there. So it's important for you to respond, to monitor, listen to, and then respond to what people are saying. And when you do that and do it well, you build clout. You build the trust factor that people have in you, and you build a more likable brand.
Yeah, I like the way you say that, because that's something we talk about in our book called Clout. When we do that and we say it's really not about broadcasting or using the old spray and pray, just spray it out there and pray that somebody might be listening. But you engage, as you're talking about. You really connect with people. You respond to them. And that really helps to build your brand. But now I'm not going to let you get out of here without telling us about some of the things you've got. I know you've got some wonderful resources. Yes. And now as you're watching this, you might wonder, gee, how could I build my brand? How could I do more? You could spend lots of time, lots of money, lots of effort trying to figure it out. And eventually you might get some things, but Lethea's put it together in a nice package that's easy for you, very affordable, and put it together. Tell us a little bit about some of the resources you have available.
Wonderful, Terry. I have something called the Magnetic Marketing Blueprint. And the web address is just the it's actually magneticmarketingblueprint.com without the. And what I love about this program is it really teaches you how to show up and create magnetism. So you don't have to show up and constantly push what you have down people's throats, but you show up in a way that makes them say, I have a question about what you said, or do you have a part 2 to this, or I've read this, but now I have this new problem or challenge. Can you help me with this? And so when you show up that way, you magnetically attract all of the opportunities, resources, and people you need to be phenomenally successful.
So that's a very comfortable way of doing it. You're attracting them magnetically rather than forcing it or doing that old spray and pray thing of, hi, we're wonderful, buy our stuff. We just don't like that. And I don't think people have liked it all along. Throughout, you can go back a few thousand years ago, that really it's more of, here's something that's really nice. It solves your problem. Oh, it can solve my problem because the person has done their research. Then you offer it in a convenient way, in a fun way that meets their needs at an affordable price. It seems like that's a good model that works for ever.
Yes, and I have to share this, Terry. I don't want your viewers to get away without hearing this. So we talked about your branded keywords. We're talking about how to show up online, especially Facebook, with this brand that you're building. One of the things I would love to challenge everyone who's watching this video to do is to set up their tabs on their Facebook business page as tools that helps their target market.
Good point.
Yeah, if you have resources, checklists, videos that you can make accessible to people, yes, it's on your website, and I get that, and that's a great place for it to be. But some people, when they find you on Facebook, they want to stay on Facebook and get more info versus having to go to your website. So put it in both places. It won't hurt you from a duplicate content perspective. Don't worry about that. You're okay. But list your videos. If you are a dentist, I think you and I were talking about maybe a dentist earlier. If you're a dentist and you have special procedures that you specialize in, like laser dentistry, that not all dentists can do, have a tab that says Laser Dentistry 101. Have a tab that speaks to the unique services and or the valuable services that you provide for the target audience you're trying to reach. But serve. So give away some of your best stuff. Don't give away your junk. Give away some of your best stuff. But set up your tabs on Facebook and make them work for you.
I like that, setting up tabs on there, and that's something that sounds like it'd be really, really good to look into. Well, someone wants to get in touch with you then. What's the best way for them to reach you, not only for your products, but just to contact you? Because I know you also speak in a lot of places. You do coaching. You help people in a number of different ways. So if you're watching this thing, I really like this lady. Lethea Owens knows what she's talking about. You want to get in touch with her. What's the best way for them to do that?
To go to www.yourbrandinfluence.com.
yourbrandinfluence.com, and if the electronics are working right, we should see that right below, right about here, there on the screen. One of those things, yes, something like that. Lethea, always a delight to see you. Thank you so much for what you've done. I got to say this before we leave. I've known this lady professionally. I've known her as a friend for a long time. She is wonderful. She is authentic on the stage, off the stage, one-on-one. She really stands behind what she does, and she's helped people a lot. Investing a few coins that you have in your purse into the materials that she has will pay off rich dividends for you. Be wise and look into this and get to know Lethea Owens. Lethea, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for the invitation.